Hi everyone, Nightflix presents Digging to Death. The film begins with a house and a car stopping in front of it. A man named David gets out of the car. The main character in this film is David. David recently divorced. It is discovered here he just bought a new house. Jessica, his daughter, was also present to assist him. David was concerned because things were not going well in his life. His daughter comes here to calm him down and console him. David's funds were depleted during the purchase of this home. That's why he's broke. David and Jessica have decided to buy something else. They are exploring the house. David notices some money under a room's door. David hurriedly picks the money. He thinks for some time, how did this money come here? But while ignoring this, he keeps the money. They discover the owners before them left their expensive and valuable things here. The fridge and oven are included in them. David was thinking maybe they were in a hurry so they forget their things here. The night appears while exploring the house, so they have dinner. They were talking. It is discovered they need money. David tells, I will be promoted soon. With it, everything will be fine. Our financial shortfall will also be resolved. Jessica goes to her home after David sleeps in his room. The next day, a constructor reached David's home called by David to repair the backyard. After checking everything, the constructor says, I will come with my team. After it, David's friend comes to meet him. They drink, enjoy themselves while talking to each other. David starts doing his tasks when his friend leaves. David digs the earth while exploring the backyard. He finds a massive box. When he digs the earth, David removes the dust and finds a lot of money when he opens the box. He also finds a dead body of an old man with it. David gets panicked seeing it, but then he calms himself. Because he becomes enamored with money. He takes all the money inside the house. David checks and comes to know all the currency was real. David becomes excited seeing it. But he also couldn't understand the situation. He also has seen a dead body in the backyard and thinks to inform the police. Then he thinks the money will also be lost if he will tell the police. David makes himself understand for not doing this. Then he sleeps, but at midnight he hears someone's voice. Foot's voice sounds like someone is walking through the house. When he checks, he finds none. The next day, David goes to his office. He asks his friend about the money. He says, my uncle has $2 million. Can I deposit the money in the bank? His friend forbids and says, if you will deposit the money in the bank, everyone will ask you from where did you get the money? Hearing it, David understands he has to keep the money hidden. David also doesn't know how much the money is. He decides to count the money first. David goes home and counts the money. Then he realizes it's $3 million, not 2. These were almost 22 crores. David was overjoyed to receive the money, and he received more than he expected. He placed the money near the door where he got the money at the start of the movie. Later, David again tries to make himself understand. He is doing right. He also thinks something positive. Maybe the old man's family is in search of him. That's why I should inform the police about this. But his negative side says, maybe that man is a thief. Maybe he has stolen the money. That's why I should stay calm while keeping the money. Here, his negative thinking wins. Who doesn't like the free money? After thinking all this, David again sleeps. He awakes after some time because he was feeling someone is walking in his house. He goes towards the kitchen with a baseball bat. He finds the backyard's door open. There was none when he checks. David dismisses it as his imagination and goes to get a cup of coffee. Suddenly, a cat arrives. The cup slips from David's hand. Due to it, it breaks while falling down. Here David gets scared. He again checks the money after some time. The money was safe. When again turns off the light to sleep, he notices the old man's ghost at the window. David gets scared seeing the old man. He goes to the backyard immediately. There he notices he forgot to put the dust in the massive box. He finds the old man. When he opens the box, there was dust on his foot and David gets suspicious seeing it. Maybe this man is alive. He checks the man properly. The man was dead in reality. Then David again sleeps. David has not attention to his job due to the situation. His boss also gets angry due to it. Actually, David was attracted to the money and the dead man. His promotion was also not confirmed due to it. After it, David notices someone's footprints when he comes home. He thinks while seeing, maybe these are my footprints. When he checks, he finds that the shoe prints belong to someone else. He thinks maybe there is a thief in the house. He again checks the money. This time, the money was also saved. Later, David decides he will tell everything about the money to his daughter, Jessica. He calls her to meet. David thinks when they meet, if I will tell Jessica about money, so what's the guarantee she will not tell anyone? So David changes his intention, he talks to her about other things. He returns home. Now David used to think about the money even day or night. When he brushes his teeth at night, he feels as if someone is watching him. He sees from the window but discovers none. But when he again sees, he notices the tree's branches were moving. David gets scared and worried seeing this. He decides to put the money back in the box. He will bury the box because he was feeling the dead body is irritating him because of money. David closes the box while putting the money in the box. David still wasn't satisfied. Now he thinks about the room from he got the money. Now David tries to open the room, but its door was locked. He thinks maybe the old man has this room's key. He again opens the box the next morning. He checks the old man. He finds a key and a wallet from him. These were the keys of the door. When David goes to sleep, the dead man comes out and says in a horrible voice, "Hello." But David awakes, but it was David's dream. David becomes worried due to the situation. He decides to fix cameras in his house. He takes money from that money and goes to a shop for buying cameras. He fixes the cameras in the house. Now it was that secret door's turn. David opens the door and there was a basement. When he checks, he finds a tall wrap thing. David removes the dust from it. It was a dead body of a boy. There were 5 more dead bodies like this. Seeing it, David gets panicked and scared. On the bright side, he tries to call the police, but this time he is afraid of losing the money. So he sleeps peacefully, but at midnight he hears someone's voice because there were cameras on his house. He awakes and checks the recording. There he sees the dead man. He was standing near the basement door. David was confirmed the dead man is doing all this. David goes there to end him, but the dead man wasn't there. David was making his way to the backyard when the broken cup stabbed him in the foot. He somehow reaches the box. He finds the old man there. When he opens the box, David holds the man in anger and says, "Stop playing with me. Are you doing a prank with me? Stop your drama, otherwise it will be bad, and I know you are alive." Then David asks the old man to wake up. The old man doesn't give any response because he was dead. David was not in his senses, so he gets faint there. The next morning, when he wakes up, he finds himself with the old man's dead body. He comes inside the house and gets ready to go to the office. He notices the old man coming to him. David gets off the car and tries to stop him. The dead man again lays in the box. When he notices David coming to him, David again goes to him and says while holding him, "I know you're alive, stop pranking with me." But the old man doesn't say anything. Being worried, David separates his feet with a chainsaw. The dead man couldn't walk now. Later, David goes to his office. It appears his condition is causing him to lose his mental balance. His get-up was messy. There was blood on his neck and clothes. His boss becomes angry while seeing his condition. He says, "In what condition are you? Is this the way to come to the office?" David also argues with his boss. He lost his job because of it. David returns home, but the constructor was there before his arrival. He has seen everything. David forgot to close the box. As David reaches there, the constructor calls the police. Before he calls the police, David hits his head and faints him. He hits him until he dies. David takes his dead body to the basement. While wrapping, David says while looking in the mirror, "I have done wrong this time." His negative side was saying to him, he has done right because he was feeling the constructor came to steal his money. He has done a great job while ending him. After it, David consoles himself again and sleeps. David's friend calls him repeatedly, but he does not answer. The alarm again rings and David checks the recordings. He notices the dead man in the kitchen and David goes downstairs with his baseball bat, but there was David's friend, not the dead man. He comes to meet David. While considering him the dead man, David attacks him. He starts beating him with the baseball bat. After it, he takes out his eyes with a drill machine. He also takes his dead body into the basement while rapping. David's friend calls him repeatedly, but he does not answer. In short, he was scared of losing his money. He decides to take the money back into the house from the box. He does the same and comes inside with the money. David's condition made it clear that he is losing his mental balance. He behaves strangely with the money. Like they are alive, he plays the games and talks with the money. He also watches the TV with the money. He even sleeps with the money. Time passed in this manner. One day someone arrives at his door. Actually, it was Jessica's friend. Seeing him, David thinks maybe he is here to steal his money. He also makes him faint while hitting him with the baseball bat. He takes him while rapping. But this time he was rapping an alive human. Jessica arrives after some time. She was David's daughter, so he didn't end her. His passion for money was dominant on him. He doesn't end Jessica but takes her to the basement and says, "Your friend is there." Jessica gets shocked seeing her friend's condition. She finds her friend being rapped. Meanwhile, David hits and faints Jessica. He ties her there. David asks her, "Tell me, when everyone will reach here?" Actually, David was feeling they come here for stealing his money. That's why he was ending everyone one by one. Jessica couldn't understand what was he saying. David comes upstairs while leaving her. He looks in the mirror after being fully dressed up. He thinks everything is happening because of the money. He decides to burn the money. But he couldn't do this. Because the money was everything for him. More than his life. That's why he doesn't burn them. David gets an idea. He goes to the backyard with the money and places them in a box. He also gets buried in the box alive. Here, this thing is clear. How did the old man come here? The old man has also done this because he is greedy for money. He also got the money like this. He, too, would be terrified of losing the money. He will be thinking maybe someone will steal his money. Like David was feeling. This was the reason the old man ended his family. The dead bodies we discovered were the old man's family. Following that, the man was also buried with the money as David does. On the other hand, Jessica's friend also dies while in pain. Jessica was still hanged in that place. She will be hanged for the rest of her life and will die one day. You might wonder, how dangerous are money's love and greed? This is where the film ends. I hope you like the explanation and the movie also. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more.